Testing, 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 one, two, testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, one, two, testing, testing. Testing, testing, one, two, three, testing, testing. One, two, one, two. Testing, testing, one, two, three, testing, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Hi everyone and welcome to Macedonia Park, the home of Stirling Macedonia here in the northern suburbs for a night series doubleheader here in the west. Later tonight it's the State League Men's Division 1 final which will be played between double winners Olympic, Kingsway and Mandurah City, but firstly we step into the Sunday competitions and look ahead to the Belt Up Men's Amateur Night Series final between Southwest Pheonix and North Perth United. Football West would like to thank our partners at the Insurance Commission who are supporting this evening's Belt Up Amateur Night Series final. Football West are very proud to promote and support the Belt Up message, which remind drivers and passengers to wear a seatbelt while on WA's roads. In 2019, 95 people who weren't wearing a seatbelt were killed or seriously injured in a car crash. They could be your teammates, your family, or your friends. So please do remember to wear a seatbelt and belt up. We certainly don't want you to become another statistic on the road. As the players gather for their pre-match huddles and the referees do their final checks just towards the goals at either end of the ground. Southwest Pheonix posing for a pre-game photo. North Perth will no doubt be jumping in very shortly. The referee out there in the middle this evening is Albert Muyembe. He will be assisted on the line by Ilya Prentovsky and Robert Veroni, with Liviu Katona as the fourth official. Crowd just starting to build here at Macedonia Park. Early days yet, but expect to see plenty of amateur faces and State League faces as the night wears on. First of two games on the doubleheader tonight, about to get underway very shortly. So here we go then, just about ready to go. An intriguing battle on our hands tonight. Two new look sides locking horns with pre-season silverware on the line. It's the rising Southwest Pheonix against a side who have dominated in the amateur divisions in North Perth United. It's live, it's underway here at Macedonia Park on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook pages, with the Pheonix kicking us off, kicking to the left, to the right of your stream, wearing their yellow jersey and black shorts. North Perth United, the defending amateur Premier League champions, are wearing their all-blue jersey. Jared Mort plays back early for Jamie Oakey. A little bit of pressure coming on there by Scott Wrightson, but they did play it out for the time being, and then Mort wins the free kick off Trent Myers there. Jared Mort, player who returns to the club after 2 previous years with Rockingham City in the NPL WA, as the last touch there off Corey Barkley goes out for a throw, and this will allow North Perth United to get themselves on the front foot. Throw was long from Thierry Bernard, cleared away by Southwest's defence. Up on his own there for the time being was Rory Binney, and crowding out of numbers will allow North Perth to try and build once again. Here's a Sunwa. A little bit of time to look up and pick a pass here. Crossing in the middle is a dangerous one. Wrightson to try and get on the end of it. Oakey makes a good save early and then cleared away by Babio inside his own penalty area. But an aggressive start here from the All Blues as Bernard looks up. North Perth United with 3 numbers here, just behind halfway, and that should allow them to raffle the possession a bit. That's a lovely ball through from Unsumwa to find Alex Corner, but good defending there by Franco Van Ziel. North Perth will emerge with the ball though. Cross comes in low into the middle, and Ababio has to put behind for a corner, the first one of the night. We'll go to the Woodville Reserve side. show of real intent here from the defending league champions to start the afternoon, as Wrightson's ball in is low and into the near post and cleared away by Barkley. They should get a second chance to try and put a ball into an area though. Wrightson again, it'll run all the way through, and any touch there may have ended in a different result, but Oakey kept his eye on the ball and gathered pretty confidently. Skipper and the captain, Jamie Oakey, who won the club's fairest and best award in season 2020, in between the sticks for most of the past decade as well. A Division 1 winner with the club, Night Series winner, also captain of the reserve winning side in 2010 as well. As trying to bend his run there was David Houston. He managed to keep on side early, cross into the middle. That was a crucial slide. It may yet break for Wrightson. Where's that gone? It could have gone anywhere, and in the end it's Mort who just hacks it away any old how. And once again, North Perth just trying to ramp up the pressure. Southwest Pheonix looking a little nervous in defence at the moment. That one will be too far and away, comfortably into the hands of Oakey. These sides unbeaten so far in the pre-season. 2 wins and 2 draws for North Perth United. 3 wins and a draw for the Southwest Pheonix, albeit one of them being a forfeit in the very first game of the season. These two teams actually finished top of the same group with 7 points. North Perth needing penalties to get past Quinns. An emphatic win, a 7-2 victory over Jaguar, as the ball nearly breaks for Houston here, but flag goes up over on that far side. Just to touch on those semi-finals again quickly, it was a 2-2 draw at full time on Wednesday night for North Perth United. 5-3 win on penalties. Got them through to another final, gives them an opportunity to win another piece of silverware. For the Pheonix, second season back in the amateur divisions, looking to rise once again, having tasted state league action and NPL action in the past decade. They won 7-2 against Jaguar with 4 second half goals. 4 goals scored by Lee Stewart in that game as well. Bernard looks up, sees Houston, and now Faulkner looks to try and get busy in the midfield. Ball nearly broke there for Wrightson, and now Pheonix will look to try and counter. Van Oosten was caught a little bit late. Play was temporarily allowed to continue, and then referee Albert Miembe brought the ball back. Not a lot of support there for Lee Stewart on that right-hand side, very isolated, nobody really ahead of the play, and so Pheonix will have a free kick. Pretty straight, about 40 yards out from goal. Mort's making himself available on the right. Ball comes in instead, and DeVos left it, and in the end it was the right decision to leave it, but a little nervy for a while with Franco Van Zyl bearing down on him. Cody DeVos, young goalkeeper, who's placed Jamie Serra, who has moved back up to the State League. Golden Glove winner on a number of years, Serra, so it is a big void to fill. DeVos does have some State League experience, though, at under 18 level, having played at UWA Netherlands last season. Clearance a little wayward there, though, and Mort will get us restarted again. Pheonix try and play out of a tight pocket. They've done a pretty good job here. Lovely football from the Pheonix down the right. Mort will look to cross, and in the end, Albert Miembe's brought that one back. Didn't think the Pheonix had a sufficient advantage. A little bit of confusion as that one was brought back, but another encouraging crossing position for the Pheonix. And nevertheless, it'll come in from Kieran Quinn. It's a dangerous one once more. Arriving at the back post there was Van Oosten. That was Zach. And he'll claim the ball over on that far side, but it looks as though the ball actually went out of play over on that far side before it was retrieved by Van Oosten. Bernard. There's Chris Bradley. Looks out, pass cut out by Bright Ababio, who's back this year in Southwest Pheonix colours, having had a year off due to work commitments. The number 44. Very energetic player, capable of playing in a number of roles. Free kick's taken by Sunwa. There's Ababio again, cutting out the header from Houston, and now the release from the defender's a good one. It'll give Stewart something to chase. Stewart against Bernard, and flag went up from the linesman early. Stewart a little disappointed, but the decision goes the way of North Perth United. North Perth side who came back from lockdown with 5 games unbeaten in 2020. Round 6 loss to Kwinana didn't halt their progress. They were actually their closest contender ultimately for league honours in season 2020, but from that point the champions never really looked back. 8 wins in the next 9. The only slip up was a goalless draw against Quins, and then a final day defeat at Wembley Downs mattered little really, as they'd already wrapped up the league title. Barkley will try and nod that one forward. Pass out wide was from Donnelly. Meeting between last season's first place team and Southwest Pheonix, who finished 9th, as Walker goes to ground, and Bernard will go into the book here for that challenge. Looks a little clumsy more than anything particularly malicious, but Stewart's definitely come off the worst of the two. There is the first yellow card of the afternoon. Number 15, Thierry Bernard, wearing the captain's armband. State amateur team rep in 2020. A former Mauritian international as well. 14 appearances in 2020. A chance for the Pheonix to get the ball forward once more. It's long, it's aimed at Van Oosten. Van Zyl was there, and then heading towards goal in the end was Rory Binney, who ghosted in at the back post. A couple of those balls forward just causing the North Perth United defence a few problems, and then Bradley's touch was a little heavy, and Pheonix nearly won the ball back. They got it back at the second time of asking, and then Ababio's ball will send Van Oosten on his way, but the touchline beats him to the ball. Beautiful afternoon for football here in Perth's northern suburbs. About 10 or 15 minutes north of the city centre here in the west. 5 p.m. kickoff for this one. 7:15 we have Olympic Kingsway and Mandurah City. Flick on comes from Binney there. Van Oosten will try and test DeVos, but it's a tame effort. Of course, both these matches on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page this evening. Really great to have your company wherever you may be watching. Header forward's a good one here from... And the shot from Wrightson was a little tame as well. Tough one from a tight angle. Myers with the Header forward from left full back. And now Oakey will try and get Southwest Pheonix moving from defence. Quinn will look up. The out ball's for Walker, who's one-on-one here with Bernard, who looks to be grabbing his hamstring here. So, not a good couple of minutes there for Thierry Bernard. Van Oosten tried to keep that in play, but couldn't do so. And then Bernard does go to ground now, holding that muscle. Looks as though he'd pulled up while chasing Lee Stewart. It already looks as though North Perth United are preparing a change. So, just out of picture, Daniel Conway's warming up. And Bernard's not off the pitch just yet. Bernard will be helped off the pitch, off camera there, and you'll see in your shot there that will be Daniel Conway who enters the pitch. Long-term player at North Perth United. Played with the firsts and the reserves over the stretch. 13 senior games, 9 reserve appearances last season. Looks as though he'll slot in on this left-hand side on the wing. For the moment anyway, with Myers just tucking in. Bernard makes his way to the bench off your picture. Looks okay, just a little sore. No point risking your captain when you've got the season and a couple of FFA Cup games and the Amateur Cup game, of course, coming up in the next couple of weeks as the Pheonix look to try and take advantage straight away. Conway will get his first touch. He had his pocket picked by Barkley, though. Cross comes in. Asunwa heads away, and Bradley should get there first from the clearance. Here's Asunwa again. Popular player at the club. The pass was a little astray, and Barkley will step in and intercept. He's looked good so far. Corey Barkley, a little unfortunate with the initial pass, but it'll work out okay. Now Stewart turning, getting the better of Myers. North Perth will look to counter now through Houston, who's only really got Wrightson in support up front, and that was easy for Bright Babio to cut out. And then his ball through will give Van Oosten something to chase, but DeVos was off his line super quick. Corner. Conway. Myers. And now Donnelly. Donnelly again looks up for Wrightson. Header was made by Ryan Risden. Oakey was able to gather fairly comfortable in the end, and he'll launch long and forward, and Pheonix will win the free kick. Little too eager to win the ball there was Mark Donnelly. Experienced defender who's played at a number of state league clubs, ranging from Morley Windmills to Swan United, Olympic Kingsway as well. Pheonix free kick. Asunwa heads away. Bradley will get there first in that right wing back role. This is like North Perth United are playing with 3 at the back. Asunwa, Donnelly and Myers. Ball forward here's a dangerous one for Wrightson, but he went a little bit early, even though the linesman didn't put his flag up over on that far side. A little bit of confusion there. Stewart tries to turn away. Stepping in well there was a Sunwer, and now James McPhail will look to chase up the line, but Babio's had a really assured game so far in the opening stages of this game, and his ball forward gives Binny something to chase. Now he's got two up front with him, but Binny just lost his footing, and there's a Sunwer again who's been everywhere so far despite playing in the centre of defence. Pressure nearly came on from Binny there. Turned around the corner by McPhail, and then it just got away from Bradley slightly. So coming up to 20 minutes here, Macedonia Park, Southwest Pheonix 0, North Perth United 0. Scott Wrightson shot that tested Jamie Oakey's the closest either team has come so far, and here's Wrightson again trying to make something happen, but Babio clears. Now Stewart's got a little bit of time to bring this one down under control. He'll lay back for Quinn, and now if Barkley can keep this in play, he's got a little bit of room for manoeuvre, but he couldn't. Corey Barkley. One of the new signings here at Southwest Pheonix, a player who knows the Southwest well. Plenty of players who have historically been with the Pheonix and even the Bunbury Forum Force back in the earlier part of the last decade. Not just the men in action this weekend either for the Pheonix. The Women's State League side are also playing here tomorrow. In the women's doubleheader, they're playing against UWA Netherlands at 5 p.m. to open that one. As Myers' ball forward is brought down by Wrightson. Took a little bit too long to get rid of the ball, and now Barkley will look up, and over on that far side, Pheonix have got player open. It was Van Oosten. Throws to brother Zach. Stewart tries to help around the corner. A good little piece of improvisation to Mort, who looks up. Binny, little tickle around the corner, nearly ran through for Barkley. Stewart initially tried to gather that one under control, and now Bradley's got a little bit of space to try and launch North Perth United onto a counter-attack. He turns and looks inside and uses corner. Surging forward with numbers here now are North Perth United. The ball through from Faulkner was a little heavy though, and it was easily gathered by Oakey. Challenge was a little late there from Houston, and Pheonix will have a free kick deep in their own territory. Pheonix side who had a difficult start to life back in the amateur tiers. They're winless in their first 5, losing 4, conceding 22, but they found their feet afterwards. 3 wins in a row stabilised their position. They moved away from the foot of the league. A few inconsistencies after that, but defensively they did improve. With a heavy loss to Maddington, the only real exception with 2 rounds to play. Nick Carter's side will no doubt be looking for further improvement again in 2021. Carter, of course, former assistant at MPLWA level with Rockingham City. Replaces Nigel Wilcox in the dugout this season. Mort in the red boots. Pheonix play some nice football initially to get out of their half, but possession turned over to North Perth United. Faulkner's ball outside of the boot. Really nice one there for Wrightson. He gives something for Faulkner to chase, who continued his run, but flag went up late against Wrightson there for offside, and that time it was the linesman who made the decision, despite the protestations of the former Morley Windmills striker, who is new to the club this season. Quinn left it for Mort, little miscommunication. Now Faulkner, Myers, ball didn't stay in play, Pheonix ball. Van Ziel. Lockie Van Oosten. Quinn. Pass forward's a good one here for Stewart, who stayed on side. I think he has. Now he's got two in the middle. Cross does come in, may yet break for Zach Van Oosten. It didn't. A lot of back and forth about the game at the moment. No team really having a sustained period of possession, which is perhaps understandable given that we are still early in pre-season. Both teams with new players trying to find their rhythm, get used to their teammates. Houston's poke through was over the head of everybody and ran through pretty comfortably for Oakey. "14 appearances in 2020 for Jamie Oakey. As we said before, a real stalwart of the Southwest club. Risdon. Barkley. Now there's space for Stewart here on this left-hand side. Stewart's in behind here, and Lee Stewart will find the back of the net. And the Pheonix will rise and take the lead here at Macedonia Park. Pheonix 1, North Perth United 0.
Goal for number 9, Lee Stewart. Southwest Pheonix lead, North Perth 1-0.
So Lee Stewart's hot pre-season continues. Plenty of goals over the years for the Southwest club, and after scoring 4 during the week and a double against North Perth United in the group stage, he's taken his tally to 10 for the pre-season. It's given Pheonix the lead here at Macedonia Park. There's a lovely pass by Corey Barkley, who was unpressured in the midfield. Now how quickly can North Perth United reply here? Houston's ball looked to release. The number 11 there, who is Daniel Conway. Conway will leave that one for Trent Myers. Now the ball comes into Houston, who is a very prominent target for the Royal Blues. North Perth United have a corner here. Houston is on the goalkeeper. 5 others arriving from the edge. It's poked in. I think it was a Babio in there who got it. Faulkner with a very optimistic effort from all of 25 yards out. Was never really in control of the shot, and that'll give Pheonix some respite for the moment. So a good start here for Nicky Carter's team. Club who've made no ambitions of finding their way, no secrets their ambition to get back into the State League competition. Apologies. Reclaim a place that they left a couple of years ago, and they're looking for a second goal here possibly, but North Perth were able to clear their lines through Donnelly. Now Bradley. Asunwa. Pass forward for McPhail, but it was a little wide of the number 5 over on that far side. Faulkner. A little bit of space here for Conway if he can keep it in play. Now he's closed down by Mort. Myers. Ball had already gone out of play, and in the end it didn't curl back in to the field. Pheonix do, of course, have recent history of winning the State League, or winning the night series final, albeit in the State League. They defeated Forestfield United by 3-0 back in 2017. North Perth United also winning the night series. This one was in the amateurs back in 2016. 5-0 win over Kingsley. Of course, they're no strangers to raising trophies with 4 league titles in the past 8 years as Van Oosten turns around the corner, and it was a little behind Mort. Last touch there was off McPhail. So it'll be a Pheonix throw. Binney. Zach Van Oosten. Only really got Stewart in the middle to aim for, and ball never got to him in the end as Asun was able to cut that one out. Wrightson. Heavy chest control allowed Van Zyl to slide in and get the ball out for a throw. North Perth United throwing again. Houston looks up, corner. Now there's space wide out right here for Bradley, who's promptly closed down. Corner again. Has to retreat all the way back to Asunwa. Bradley once more. Sells his opponent. Bradley cuts inside, shot on the left foot. Risdon took no chances and hoisted that one out for a throw. Luke O'Neill's side looking for a response here. Still plenty of time for them to go before the half-time interval. Lively game so far. The Pheonix leading by a Lee Stewart 0-0 here at Macedonia Park. As Asunwa throws in, Barkley clears. Faulkner finds Asunwa once more, who managed to stay on side, and then Van Zyl looks up the line. Stewart was nearly away there. Still alive here for the Amateur Premier League winners. Although it's turned over, and then the pass from Quinn left a little bit to be desired. Heavy collision there between Van Zyl and Conway there. Both players back on their feet, thankfully, and now Pheonix will attack down this left-hand side through Stewart, who cuts back to Van Zyl. Stewart still there. He's got an overlapping runner here in Lockie Van Oosten. The cutback is here for Van Oosten again, who turns and strikes, and it was cleared and could have landed anywhere, but McPhail's able to clear only as far as Risdon. Cross comes in. DeVos has to backpedal, and in the end, a pretty shaky-looking glove went up there from Cody DeVos, and it conceded a fairly unnecessary corner, as it turned out. Very much a ball from Risdon that was looking for a particular area as opposed to finding an actual teammate. It did work out pretty well though. Pheonix have already shown a little bit of proficiency from free kicks. What can they do from a corner? It's Quinn's ball in, it's a dangerous one. Risdon was up, on the post was Bradley, and he chested up and into the grateful arms of DeVos, who was grateful to defuse the situation. Last touch there off Houston. Lockie Van Oosten's throw. Zach Van Oosten's flick on. Quinn. Barkley. Space here for Mort here, who's got Stewart to his right. Mort will now use the goal scorer. Stewart's got time to look up, cross. Last touch was off Myers and behind for a corner. So after a pretty encouraging start from North Perth United, they've conceded the first goal, and now they're having to weather a little bit of a storm from the Pheonix, who are full of confidence and looking to try and find a second goal before the break. About 10 minutes to go before it, as Quinn's cross comes in. DeVos comes flying off his line, and then he dives on it at the second attempt. A quick release was a good one for Alex Corner, who stood up well by Zach Van Oosten, who was tracking well. And the pressure has been really good from the strikers of the Southwest Pheonix. Stewart went to ground. Barkley played on. Van Oosten was offside. Came back a little late. And North Perth United are not going to hang around, but pass from McPhail was a little disappointing. So crowd building nicely here at Macedonia Park, the home of Stirling Macedonia. Southwest Pheonix leading by 1-0, a goal scored by Lee Stewart. Olympic Kingsway and Mandurah City to follow at 7:15 p.m. Tommy Dolman with you tonight on both games, live on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page. Houston was a willing chaser there on Risdon and did really well to put the pressure on. Perhaps a little unfortunate not to win a throw in the end. Now here's Mort with that decade of experience at State League and NPL WA level. A really good signing. Bradley, previously of Shamrock Rovers and Emerald FC. Corner, Faulkner, Myers. Conway's here on the left-hand side. Myers thought about the overlap. Instead, it came back inside for Faulkner, who gets the better of two Southwest Pheonix midfielders. Not the third, though. And then Stewart has to hold the ball up, and that allowed Myers to step in. Pass in to Houston, who tries to turn his man. David Houston into the area, couldn't wrap his foot around the ball, and behind that went for a goal kick. Pheonix, one of 4 teams to take points off North Perth United last season, and they're looking good again here so far as Zach Van Oosten gets there first, finds Lockie, his brother, and back to Zach once more. Lovely turn to get away from Sunwa. Van Oosten's shot, and it's gathered by DeVos. Straight at the goalkeeper, and a pretty comfortable catch in the end. McPhail, Donnelly, Pheonix's pressing has been something really impressive so far. That back three being pressed by the front two of Stewart and Van Oosten, as well as Rory Binney in that number 10 role. And all three of them are up front. If the Pheonix can win possession here, they do, but Van Zyl's pass was away from Binney. Worked out okay for Stewart, and then stepping in was McPhail with a really good challenge. Corner. Flicked out to Bradley, who's had plenty of space on that right-hand side so far this afternoon. What can he do with the ball? He looks inside for Corner, who wants to get onto that left foot. Corner into the feet of Wrightson. Back for Corner, who thrashes it in at the near post. And North Perth United have piracy here at Macedonia Park. The All Blues strike back. Southwest Pheonix 1, North Perth United 1.
Goal from number 12, Alex Corner. 1-1, North Perth and Southwest Phoenix.
Alex Corner, another new face at North Perth United in season 2021. And he pulls North Perth United level here at Macedonia Park. 1-1. 5 minutes before the break. Lovely move there that involved Bradley and Wrightson, and then Corner playing the 1-2 off the experienced striker. Lovely burst of pace to get into the penalty area, and then a flashing strike which beat Oki at that near post. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about that one. Just a lovely goal which was constructed. Answers Lee Stewart's assured finish, and means the teams are all square here. Coming up to 42 minutes into this game, Van Zyl slid in. A little late there on Robert Faulkner, and Van Zyl joins Thierry Bernard in the referee's notebook. In case you missed it earlier, Bernard went off early with what looked to be a right hamstring injury. Back on his feet and back on the bench, thankfully, so hopefully nothing too serious there for North Perth United's captain. Conway, ball in, dangerous looking one, and it was flicked up there off the head of Wrightson, I think it was in there, if I'm not mistaken, amongst a crowd of bodies. Intention was to try and help that one on, but ended up getting straight under it. Stewart hooks over his head for Barkley. Bradley. Binney. Turning. Now Quinn's in a little bit of space on the edge of the area. To his right is Mort, who's got a good chance to cross here. Mort's ball's in, a good one. Stewart's header. And there was a foul which was brought back on a Sunwa. But a perfect cross there from Jared Mort. Right onto the forehead of Stewart, who needs no introduction given what we saw earlier from him in the penalty area. Three meetings between these two sides since the beginning of 2020 when the Pheonix went back into the amateur leagues have yielded 2 draws, one in the night series, one in the league. And at the moment we're all square here, one apiece in the shadows of half-time. Donnelly, Myers, now pass was wayward, Faulkner still managed to make it a good one, and then the touch from Houston was wayward of Conway. Benny's ball forward. Van Oosten will give chase. Pass was a dangerous one back from Donnelly. Looked a little heavy initially. Fourth official just preparing his board to indicate how much additional time will be played at the end of this first half. As a Babio under no pressure will regather, and the board goes up for an extra minute. And Houston back for a Babio. Stewart's touch, not quite on the money. And then Faulkner was brushed off the ball by Binney with a lovely piece of strength. What can Pheonix do in the dying stages before the break? Mort's got time to cross. Ball in is a dangerous one. Nearly broke to Quinn on the edge of the area, and Bradley can turn away and clear up the line for Houston. Last touch there was off McPhail, whose poke was a little wide of Houston. And that may well just about do us here for the opening 45 minutes or so. A little bit of time yet. According to Albert Miyembe, as Stewart breaks down this left-hand side cross, should be cleared away by Donnelly. Bradley comes up the field. We've played over a minute of the allotted time. Pass inside here for Houston, who strikes left-footed, and it's into the arms of Oki, and I think that'll definitely be it now. Albert Miyembe has already put his whistle to his lips. Clearance is made. 45 minutes is up here at Macedonia Park. It's the belt-up amateur night series final here in Perth's northern suburbs. Half-time score here: Southwest Pheonix 1, North Perth United 1. Lee Stewart's opener cancelled out by a lovely goal from Alex Corner after a 1-2 with Scott Wrights, and chances at both ends though. Chris Badley cleared off the line from a set piece, whilst at the other end Jamie Oakey made a good save from the former Morley Windmills man in Wrightson. But after 45 here, there's nothing to split these two. Southwest Pheonix 1, North Perth United 1. Back shortly with the second half. Welcome back to Macedonia Park for the second half of the Belt Up Amateur Night Series final between Southwest Pheonix and North Perth United. Both sides going into the break, locked at one apiece. Lee Stewart with the opener for the Pheonix. And that was cancelled out by Alex Corner's equaliser. Entertaining game of football in that first half with chances at both ends. Albert Mayembe gets us underway once more. North Perth United all blue, getting us off and running with the kick-off, kicking to the right of your screen and immediately turning over. As the players and coaches and supporters from both sides of this evening's later game between Kingsway and Mandurah arrive and add to the atmosphere that's already been created. Now Quinn will try his luck from distance, and DeVos was able to gather it. Was straight at him through a sea of bodies. Mort was wide open on that right-hand side looking for the cross. There's a nice connection though from Quinn. Mort's pass, a dangerous one. A Babio up in the air. Floodlights came on during the halftime interval. Second game of our doubleheader, of course, coming up at 7:15 this evening, but still the small matter of this one to sort out first, as Barkley's lifted ball over the top was aimed at Binney. Now Zach Van Oosten. Quinn, who had that earlier shot in the half, and the Pheonix of trying to get a foot on the ball early in this second period. Pegged back, of course. Risden's header. Lockie Van Oosten. Lockie Van Oosten, a player who's had some bad luck with injury in recent years. Great to see him back on the park. Free kick for the Pheonix, slung in by Quinn, headed down. Donnelly was there, and then the shot came in. Following up was Stewart. Oh, it had to be him again. He scored earlier in the half. He takes his tally to 11 this pre-season, and the Pheonix are 2-1 up here. Lee Stewart, goal machine, 2 tonight to put the Pheonix 2-1 to the good. Can they hold on to this lead this time? A very early strike in the second period here. And once again, North Perth are chasing. And this is Conway, who was first half replacement for the skipper, Thierry Bernard. Bradley. Ball forward. Bradley went to ground after the pass. Nothing doing there by way of a foul. And now Quinn's got time to look up. He tried to slip in Van Oosten, who made that run from left full back. Now Van Oosten's out of position here as North Perth looked to mount a response. The cross from Houston was deep and a little bit away from Wrightson, but the veteran striker should be able to keep that in play. Turning away was Corner, who scored that lovely goal in the opening 45 minutes. McPhail, pocket pinched by Binney. Osunwa. Houston will try and roll off Van Oosten. Cross into the middle was a little too close to Oki, who dived on the ball and will get up and look to release long and quick towards the 2-goal hero in Stewart, who couldn't keep that alive. So a wonderful start to the second half for Nicky Carter's side. Foul from Stewart on Asunwa. Binney. Teammates weren't quite on the same wavelength there as Rory Binney, and Pheonix number 8 concedes a throw. Binney, who was a member of the 2011 State League winning side, former vice captain, has spent time up playing in the metro area. Myers, Conway, touch allowed Van Oosten to pinch possession, and Van Oosten, let's an error from Asunwa here, allowed Quinn to step in, and the cross was looking for Stewart, but it was cleared away only temporarily. Here's Zach Van Oosten again. Loads of space out wide left here for Quinn, who aims in towards the penalty spot, but the Pheonix number 7 had just strayed offside. Perhaps a little unnecessary given the position that he had taken up. Quickly taken for Bradley. Van Oosten is a willing chaser, and the foot in was a good one from Van Zyl. Southwest Pheonix youth product is Franco Van Zyl, returning to the club after a period up in Perth. Now Mort's got plenty of space on this right-hand side, but he can't get the better of Myers, who just chops that one out for a throw-in over on the far side. You see plenty of vehicles in the background of your shot now. Numbers starting to flood into Macedonia Park. Cross comes in from the right, header away from Donnelly. McPhail will try and bring that away, but Barkley was tireless in his defensive work there. And he may yet be called upon again, but Houston's poke through was a little on the heavy side. Faulkner turning away. Corner. Retreats back to Myers. Just the one change made by both teams so far. North Perth had to replace Thierry Bernard earlier with an injury. Southwest Pheonix still with the same 11 which started this afternoon's match. It's looking pretty good at the moment, if you're a fan of the Southwest club. Free kick here for North Perth United, around 45 yards out from goal. Conway's ball in will be stood up. Donnelly did get the header on it, but Van Oosten was there and trying to bring it away. But that was a good sliding challenge by Corner to win it back. And then the clip into the middle was looking for Houston, who chested and volleyed and couldn't get over the bar. Or over the ball, apologies. Over the bar it went. New signing from the Sterling Panthers, Dave Houston. From the Division 1 amateur competition. 3 goals in 14 games last season. Now the flick on here is looking for Quinn, who'll get there first, and DeVos was off his line rather unconvincingly, and that was a close shave again for North Perth's offence. His back three has come into question on a couple of occasions tonight. Kieran Quinn there was able to just stream through the middle of the park. He got a toe on the ball, but wide of the upright it went. Now it looks as though there's some movement on the Pheonix bench. We'll bring that to you shortly as Bradley makes way down this right-hand side. Ababio stuck a leg out, did a pretty good job in the end, and then heading behind for a safety-first corner was Franco Van Zyl. And that'll give Pheonix an opportunity to make their first change of the evening. And it'll be Kieran Quinn who's coming off, who's hobbling a little, perhaps after that little run through and tap wide of goal. And coming on in his place is Craig Aldridge, experienced defender. Also playing midfield as well. First job is to defend the corner, and open at the back post there was McPhail with no one around him, and he'll think that he should have done better with that one there, I think. It was Wrightson's deep corner. It basically went over everybody who was in the penalty area, and it was almost as if McPhail didn't expect the ball to come to him. And just slightly wide of Oakey's upright. DeVos' headed clearance, stepping in with Stewart, who got there first, and Trent Myers conceded the foul. So Pheonix will have an opportunity to throw some numbers forward once more. It looks as though Stewart stayed out there to take the set piece. It's a high lofted ball in, and that was a good piece of goalkeeping from DeVos on that occasion to punch clear. Now Asunwa will try and lead the counter-attack here for North Perth United, and he was pulled back slightly by Van Oosten. Short pass to Faulkner. Next one on was Houston. Ball over the top might work out here to Bradley, who switched sides. Low ball into the middle. Cleared away by Aldridge, who makes his first meaningful contribution of the night and puts behind for a North Perth United corner. We saw what they did a moment or so ago when they slung the last one in on the other side. It was Wrightson's ball into the back post for McPhail. And maybe before that we'll see some substitutes made by the All Blues. So Chris Bradley has definitely come off. And it looks as though McPhail is coming off as well. He's taking the long routes off behind the goal. So a double change here from North Perth United, which brings their tally up to 3 for the night. It'll be Adam Pigram who comes on first. He'll go over to take the corner, and second change will be Ben Cooper. So McPhail and Bradley off. Pigram and Cooper on. Pigram's corner is stood up to the back post. It's headed away by Binney, and then the clearance is completed by Mort. Ababio. Faulkner. North Perth win the ball back. Searching ball forward here is looking for Houston, who turns, and the shot was straight at Oakey. Good strength there by the North Perth United target man. And then the quick distribution here was looking for Van Oosten, who went to ground, but nothing doing there under the challenge from Masunwa. He used his body wisely. So coming up to the hour mark here at Macedonia Park. Southwest Phoenix 2, North Perth United 1. Goals 2 from Lee Stewart and the other from Alex Corner. And they're coming forward here looking for a third as Benny tickles around the corner for Stewart, and North Perth United have to concede the corner. Belt Up Night Series, final night here for Football West on the YouTube channel and Facebook pages. The amateur competition first, State League competition to come at 7:15 p.m. It'll be Stewart's corner that goes in. Rising was a Babio, and he got the head on the ball and made the last contact in the end. Did Bright Babio with the bright yellow boots. Number 44. Turnover here from North Perth United, and here's Stewart, who's into the area again. Stewart tried to unselfishly play for Binney, and then Barkley's follow-up was high and wide of the target. Now Binney stayed on the ground here, but that was a real promising situation there for the Pheonix after a pretty cheap turnover in midfield from North Perth United. Corey Barkley with the shot eventually there. Ex-Bayswater City player. Made an MPL WA League debut with the Black and Blue. Has returned back to the southwest. Shouts for handball against Aldridge. Play continues. Wrightson with the dink. And it hits the stanchion behind the goal. And this time it's the Pheonix who get away with one after a turnover in midfield. Action at both ends in that respect. Game starting to become really stretched here. The pressure and the pressing has been maintained all night thus far. Foul here on corner. Corner's ball. Conway's cross. Gathered on the bounce by Oki, who looks for the quick release to Van Oosten. Pressure comes from Sunwa. There's Zach Van Oosten. Possession given away, and now North Perth United can come forward here through Robert Faulkner. Cross comes into the area. It's over everyone's head though. And the race is on to see who gets there first. It's Stewart who does. Keeps it in play, possibly unwisely as Corner wins possession back. And now forward comes Conway. Corner stayed wide left here. He's got plenty of people to aim for in the area. One of them's at the back post. Houston was there waiting on the 6-yard line, and it was Ben Cooper whose header came back across goal. And Houston just couldn't get the shot away in the end. He was only 6 yards out, if that. Van Oosten. One-on-one with Ben Cooper. Still going, Zach Van Oosten, and he wins the corner. Joins his brother, Lockie. Both players going forward and looking to attack this set piece. Stewart will come across once more to take the corner. This time it'll be an in-swinger. Stewart's ball in. It was punched away by Cody DeVos. And then the foul was paid to North Perth there for an arm. Or was it? No, it'll be a Pheonix ball. Another change coming up here for the southwest side. We'll play out of Hay Park down in Bunbury, and it'll be Zach Van Oosten who makes way now. A lot of work down the left-hand side and a good performance by the youngster. Gets a pat on the back from his coach, and on in his place here is Tom Steele, brother of Ben, who won the NPL finals with Floreat Athena last season. Stewart's strike at goal, it went through a crowd of bodies, and the last touch was off a North Perth United player. A pretty tame effort from that distance. Would have had to have been something special. Stewart once again, the man entrusted with the dead ball situation. It's into the 6-yard box again. Arriving on the penalty spot is Ryan Risdon. And the Pheonix have a third here at Macedonia Park. They lead by 3-1. Lee Stewart goes from goal scorer to architect, and the southwest side are in a real position of power now. So Southwest Pheonix 3, North Perth United 1. Last season's 9th place team in the amateur competition lead last season's amateur league winners by a 2-goal margin here. And United have reacted by replacing Scott Wrightson with Simon El Shami. El Shami, who joins from Division 2 Murdoch University Melville FC, having spent several seasons with the club there. Scored 16 goals in 21 State League Division 2 matches back in 2014, so knows where the back of the net is and has maintained his consistency throughout. Now Steele will try and make an impact against Asunwa. Asunwa tries to bite off a little more than he can chew, but then, to be fair to the defender, he goes back in and makes sure there's no lasting damage. And now North Perth United will get the ball rolling. They're keen to get moving, given that they are chasing a deficit here. They've got a little over 20 minutes to try and make something happen. Shouts for a foul throw against Jared Moore, and referee Albert Miembe spots that one. Ryan Risdon, who of course scored that third goal a moment ago and makes it goals in back-to-back games, having netted in the 7-2 win against Jaguar FC on Wednesday night at this ground. Pheonix have been banged up for this one tonight, and their performance and their intensity and their pressing from the front has shown it. Barkley looks up for Stewart. And then Asumwa's pass was a little casual off the outside of the boot and wide of the mark for Ben Cooper. Throw in from Lockie Van Oosten. Little turn around the corner, was looking for Tom Steele. Debuted in the first team at age 16. Ball will come in his direction now, but it's cut out by Cooper. And now North Perth are looking to launch a move of their own. Possession still in the feet of North Perth United, but the ball's pulled back for a foul on Houston. He was a little unhappy being pulled down by Aldridge. It's given North Perth United a free kick in a decent position here. Some 30 yards out from goal, but a shooting position nevertheless. It'll be Corner who strikes it, and Oki was able to watch that pretty easily and gather without much stress. Barkley. A two-goal hero, Lee Stewart. Asumwa fights hard and does really well there. Gets things moving. Ben Cooper. David Houston, great hold-up play. Returns the ball to Cooper. He's got two to beat here. One of them was Van Oosten. The other was Ababio. And the last touch was off the North Perth winger, according to the linesman, and that'll be a settling goal kick. Stewart. Digs out a cross, possibly hoping to play for a corner as well. Now here is Alex Corner. Had a few numbers ahead of him, but opted to go back to Kaleshi Asumwa. Donnelly. Now Conway. Tracking back there was Stewart, who thought he was fouled, and then coming back up to help him was Barkley. Still here for North Perth as the ball comes forward for Houston, but stepping in really well there was the third goal scorer in Ryan Risdon. And now Pheonix will look to break forward here, and a fourth may just about do it here for this evening as far as they're concerned. Can Tom Steele keep it in play? He does. Support arrives from Ababio. Pheonix still have a couple of numbers out on this wide left-hand side. Ababio tries to hold up the ball, and in the end he maybe should have used a teammate as North Perth were able to win the ball. Stepping in Aldridge. Back for the Blues. Barkley, ball forward looking for Stewart, intercepted by Donnelly. Corner for Cooper. Cooper still fighting. A Sunway's throw. Looking for Houston, who tries to wriggle away from his marker. He gets away from one and then fouls the second as Barkley gets his body in between the big striker and the ball. As we enter the final 15 minutes here at Macedonia Park. Belt up amateur night series final. Scoreline currently Southwest Pheonix 1, North Perth United. Southwest Pheonix 3, North Perth United 1, apologies. Live on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook pages this evening. Tommy Dolman on the call with you. We've got Kingsway and Mandurah City coming up. 7:15 kickoff, so that one will be in around 45 minutes' time. As the Pheonix make another change. Stewart showed a little bit of interest. It was Lockie Van Oosten who made way. Off the pitch. Slotting on in his place in the fullback position is Matt Curtis. Possibly a little bit of extra speed to deal with Ben Cooper, who's shown a little bit of pace since coming on down this right channel. Long throw comes in. Risdon hoists in the air. Corner will try to lay that one down for Cooper, who tries to turn away from Curtis, and the substitutes go at it. It's the Pheonix number 10 who comes out on top, but the touch-off steal went out before it came back in. Ababio. Solid at the back all night tonight. Might as well see it out. Stewart. Charge down. Faulkner. Corner. Lovely bit of skill from Alex Corner there to get out of a sticky situation. The ball is recycled wide left here through Pigram initially. And then Conway. Conway tries to get the better of Mort, but Mort uses all of that State League and NPL WA experience to get the better of his opponent. Cooper. Houston. Cooper continued his run. Cooper off the bar. And the follow-up will come in. Great sliding challenge from Mort. Still here for North Perth United on the edge of the area. Corner tries to get out of a corner and then wins the free kick off Corey Barkley, but that was ever so close to one back for North Perth United as Ben Cooper played a lovely 1-2 there with David Houston. Cooper then continued his run outside of the boot, off Oakey's crossbar. I think he was beaten there, the Rockingham stopper. Now this one's a little bit closer than the one that Corner hit 10 minutes ago. Strike comes in this time. I think it was Pigram there who hit that one. It was deflected off the wall, and that one took all the sting off things in the end. Defending there from Trent Myers. Now Adam Pigram, former Morley Windmills player, and then pulling up on that far side is Conway. And Doesn't look particularly good for Daniel Conway over on that far side. Looks to be holding his hamstring. Luke O'Neill just conferring with the fourth official here to see whether United have got an extra change up their sleeve. Very unfortunate for Daniel Conway, winger, who of course is a substitute himself earlier on. Replaced Thierry Bernard very early on in the piece, and looks as though he may have to depart himself. And this will be a big boost for North Perth United if they can't replace him leading into the final 10 minutes. Conway getting a little bit of treatment. Not sure if he'll come back on or not. North Perth United currently having to play with 10 for the time being. Luke O'Neill's side most likely out of changes if they've not already opted to go to the bench. Now can the Pheonix capitalise? Stewart gets away from Asunwa. Conway's made his way back to halfway, but North Perth still have 10 for the time being. Crosses a little deep, and Pegram should be able to gather that one. In fact, he lets that one run out and will restart with a goal kick from DeVos. No time being wasted here. Conway is back on the pitch. He has entered. We'll just keep an eye on him out of the corner of our vision. Ball may well come his way shortly as Donnelly looks up. Little scooped ball made it hard for Asunwa to control, and Asunwa was unable to keep it in play. Up the line from Asunwa. Van Zyl looks as though he was caught by corner, and he was. And this will work perfectly for the Southwest Pheonix, you'd think. Van Zyl's ball. Mort's on the overlap here. Jared Mort driving into the area. Pullback was looking for Stewart. Barkley was arriving. It's hacked away by United's defence. Still here for the Pheonix as Asunwa goes sliding in on Stewart. And he'll go into the book for that one, which was a little late on the striker, who was quick to get back up to his feet. I think he quite fancies this one in terms of the free kick. So this one's in the perfect position for a right footer. You'd just about spot it here if you could, if you were doing free kick practice. All eyes on Lee Stewart here, who curls over the wall and curls just over the bar. The hat-trick goal may have to wait a little longer. At this stage, it's just 2 goals, which are looking as though they're going to give Southwest Pheonix a night series win here in the Belt-Up Amateur Night Series final here at Macedonia Park. As we approach the final 5 minutes, Conway is on the pitch, but not looking very comfortable in his movement at the moment. Staying out there with real heart and real determination to help his team. As Risdom wins the foul. off the challenge of Houston. Difficult job for Luke O'Neill's side from here. New coach, of course, who replaced Alex Carter, who presided over a successful run of titles for the North Perth club. They've dominated the amateur Premier League in recent years, but they've come up against an impressive Southwest Pheonix side tonight. We drew with them in the group stage, and that perhaps gave us a little bit of an indication as to how close the game was going to be, but it is the Southwest side who have shown up to the Perth metro area, and they've been really up for this one. 4 minutes away from wrapping it up. Free kick for North Perth United here. Give them an opportunity to try and throw some bodies forward. Got to try and pull one back very soon, you'd think, if they are to try and rescue this game. Pigram's ball in. The header comes in and it's gathered by Oki. The free kick was perfect for the head of Dave Houston, but Oki read it like a book and gathered that with the experience and the comfort that we've become accustomed to this evening. Last touch there off Donnelly. And it's in the right spot of the ground as far as the Pheonix are concerned. Steele's throw. Stewart turning into the area. And foul is given against Donnelly, I think it is. Right on the edge of the area. Couldn't have been much from that in terms of it being inside the box. No prizes for guessing who's going to step up and have a go at this one. Binny standing over it with Stewart, but I think it'll be the latter who has a go at this one. So Stewart's free kick, it's over the wall and tipped over by DeVos. That one was just creeping under the bar, I think, but the young goalkeeper stuck a glove up and did pretty well to make the save. May well be a save in vain, but good, decent piece of goalkeeping nevertheless, and Stewart goes over to take the subsequent set piece as we enter the final minute of regular time. Now the last one of these from Stewart led to a Risdon header. What will this one do? It's into the near post and cleared away. Ababio. Stewart just lost his footing there. Still here for Ababio though, who crosses into the area. Where's this going to break to? It broke to Asunwa, who's able to clear away. Stewart is still down on the left-hand side of the pitch, and gradually he gets back to his feet. Ball goes out of play over on that far side. So league fixtures still to be announced. for both of these clubs. But some cup football still to come as 2 minutes goes up on the fourth officials board.
2 minutes at a time. 2 minutes.
Both teams in amateur cup action. North Perth United away at Baldivis of Division 3 and the Pheonix away at Forestfield of Division 1. Ball over the top here is looking for Stewart, and DeVos had to retreat to his line. Stewart one-on-one with Asunwa. It's Lee Stewart, and his touch was a little heavy, and that gave Donnelly enough of an opportunity to step in. Can North Perth possibly pull one back in the dying embers of this one? Ball goes back for Oakey, who clears upfield. North Perth United, of course, still in the FFA Cup as well. They'll play the winner of Balga FC and Northern City, who are based out of Mirrabooka. They'll be looking to bounce back from this one as soon as possible, and what way to do so than to attack a cup game with a bit of gusto, or a couple of cup games in their case. Stewart. Not long left to go now. Mort, though, still on the overlap with plenty of energy, crossing into the area. DeVos stuck a glove out, and behind that goes for a corner. Maybe one last chance. Ababio will go to the corner. Seconds ticking down. Goal kick to be taken by DeVos. Might well be the last kick of the game. It is. The Pheonix soar and start the season on a real high with glory in the Belt Up Amateur Night Series final. A 3-1 win over the defending Amateur Premier League champions North Perth United, an upset of sorts, as the 9th place team from last season beat the league winners. And it was a victory which was made on intensity and ruthless finishing. 2 goals from Lee Stewart, one in the first half, after being slipped in by Corey Barkley, and an assured finish followed into the bottom corner, but that didn't cut out North Perth United from getting a little bit of momentum back into their game, and they answered with a really nicely crafted goal on the edge of the area where Alex Corner linked up with Scott Wrightson and got the ball back and flashed in at the near post. But it was an early break in the second half which allowed the Pheonix to regain their confidence in the game, and that was Lee Stewart as he bundled in from a shot from distance, alert and following up as he gives the supporters of the Pheonix a little bit of a clap and a wave. Possibly some of the Mandurah fans as well, who he used to play for. And then the game was wrapped up with midway through the second half when Ryan Risdon arrived at the 6-yard line and headed in Stewart's corner to seal the victory.